with our chapter number 4, linear equations in two variables. So now before we go into linear equation in two variables, in our lower classes and all, we have learned about linear equation in one variable, isn't it? For example, 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. If I take, we know this is a linear equation in one variable over here. Okay, because there is only one variable x present over here. And we also know how to find the solution of this linear equation, isn't it? That is, we can write 2x is equal to minus 5 and x is equal to minus 5 by 2. Okay, this is the solution of this linear equation. And also you know that a linear equation in one variable always has a unique solution. Okay, unique solution means it has only one solution. And also if we are asked to plot minus 5 by 2 in a number line, we know minus 5 by 2 is minus 2.5. So if I draw a number line here, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Okay, so minus 2.5 lies between minus 2 and minus 3, isn't it? Yes. So we also know how to plot up the solution of a linear equation in one variable on a number line. So all these things we have learned in a lower class. Now in this chapter we will be starting off with linear equation in two variables. Okay, linear equation in two variables with an example. So if you see over here, in a cricket match, two batsmen together scored 176 runs. Express this information in the form of a linear equation in two variables. Okay, so we know in a cricket match there are two batsmen over here. Okay, so here we can see that since we don't know who are those batsmen, they are an unknown quantity to you. So we can say that the first batsman we can call it as x, and the second batsman we can call y, isn't it? And it is said that they together scored. Okay, when we in mathematical terms, when we say together, it means that it is plus. Okay, which means that the first batsman, which we considered as x, plus the second batsman, which we considered as y, they together scored 176 runs. So we can write the linear equation as x plus y is equal to 176. That is, first batsman plus the second batsman, they together scored 176 runs. Okay, so if you see over here, what I have written over here is a linear equation in two variables, isn't it? Because we here in this equation we can see two variables x and y. Okay, so similarly if I write another example, 2x plus 5y plus 6 is equal to 0. This is a linear equation in two variable. Minus 6x plus 4y is equal to 2. Okay, this is again a linear equation in two variable. Okay, so in the example, there are numerous uses of linear equation in two variables in our daily life. Okay, so here if you see, all these are examples of linear equation in two variables. X plus y is equal to 176, 1.2s plus 3t is equal to 5, p plus 4q is equal to 7. All these equations I have written has two variables in it. Okay, so generally all these linear equation in two variables, in a general format we can write it as ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Okay, where a is the coefficient of x and b is the coefficient of y and c is the constant term. Also these a, b, c, they are real numbers and a and b are both not equal to 0. Okay, what if they become 0? If they become 0, it will be 0 into x plus 0 into y. So only this constant term will be left to you. There will be no two variables. So always a and b they should be non-zeros. Okay, so this is the general form of a linear equation in two variable. Okay. Okay, so now let's do our example number 1. The question is, write each of the following equation in the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 and indicate the values of a, b and c in each case. Okay, so we have to express these linear equation in two variables in its general form. Okay, and we have to write the values of a, b and c. So if you see the first question, it is 2x plus 3y is equal to 4.37. So here this is the constant term. Okay, so if you bring it to the other side, you will be getting 2x plus 3y minus 4.37 is equal to 0. Okay, so if you see over here, this if you want you can write plus minus like this. Okay, so if you see over here, it is of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Okay, now they have also asked you to indicate the a, b and c terms. So from here, a is the coefficient of x. So the coefficient of x is what? It is 2. Similarly, b is the coefficient of y. So here the coefficient of y is equal to what? Just 3. And c is the constant term. So here the constant term is what? Minus 4.37. So you can write c is equal to minus 4.37. Okay. The second question, x minus 4 is equal to root 3y. So let root 3y to the other side so that it will be in this form. So x minus root 3y minus 4 is equal to 0. Isn't it? So here this plus you can write it like this, plus minus. Okay, so if you see over here, this is of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Okay, first x term, then the y term, then the constant term. Okay, so here also if you see a is the coefficient of x. So here the coefficient of x is what? Just 1. Okay, similarly the b is coefficient of y, which is equal to minus root 3. Similarly, c is the constant term, which is equal to minus 4. Okay. Now let's do the third one. To bring it to this form, let us take this 4 to the other side. So you will be getting 5x minus 3y plus becomes minus 4 is equal to 0. So 5x minus 3y minus 4 is equal to 0. So here also we can write plus minus. Okay. So from here, a is the coefficient of x, which is equal to 5. B is the coefficient of y, which is equal to minus 3. And c is the constant term, which is equal to minus 4. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now the last one is 2x is equal to y. Okay, so bring the y term to one side. So you will be getting 2x minus y. Now if you see over here, the constant term is missing over here. In the question it is not given to you. So what can you do over here? So here we can put a 0 over here, isn't it? Because the constant term is not given in the question. So is equal to 0. So if some term is not given in the question, you can always put 0 over here. Okay, this minus you can write plus minus over here. Okay, so from here our a term is what? Coefficient of x, which is equal to 2, and b term is the coefficient of y. Okay, so here you are having minus y. So minus y, how did you get this? Minus 1 into y, which is equal to minus y. Isn't it? So here b will be equal to minus 1, and c term, the constant term is not given in the question, so it is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the way in which we express the given equations in its general form. So I hope it is clear. Now let's do the example number 2. The question is, write each of the following as equations in two variables. Okay, so if you see over here, these are linear equation in one variable, and we have to write it in the form of linear equation in two variables. That is in the form of ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So let's see over here. Here we are having an x term and this minus 5. So first of all, let's bring x minus 5 to one side is equal to 0. Now if you see over here the y term is missing. Okay, so in order to include that y over here, we can write this equation as x plus 0y minus 5 is equal to 0. Isn't it? 0 into y is what? 0 itself. So you will be getting x minus 5 itself. So whatever term is not given to you in the question, you can always put 0 over there. Isn't it? Now here also if you see, first of all let's bring this 2 to one side. So y minus 2 is equal to 0 we wrote. Now if you see over here, the x term is missing. So we can add the x term over here. So 0x plus y minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, 0 into x is 0 itself. So you will be getting back the same thing. Okay, so we have written it in the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Now here also, first of all, let us bring this 3 to the other side. So 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now here if you see, the y term is missing. So you can add the y term, 2x plus 0y minus 3 is equal to 0. Isn't it? It is of the form ax plus by plus c equals 0. Now the next question also, here 5y minus 2 is equal to 0. Now here an x term is missing, isn't it, from the general equation? So we can add the x term, that is 0x plus 5y minus 2 is equal to 0. So now this also is in the form ax plus by plus c equals 0. Okay. Okay. So here x will become plus over, isn't it? Okay. So I hope it is clear. So now let's move on to exercise number 4.1. First question. The cost of a notebook is twice the cost of a pen. Write a linear equation and two variables to represent this statement. Okay. Okay, so here let us consider the cost of the notebook equals x and the cost of the pen equals y, because these are two unknown quantities and we don't know the exact cost of them. Okay, so it is said that the cost of the notebook is twice the cost of the pen. Okay, so the cost of the notebook, we said it is x. So this cost of the notebook is equal to twice the cost of a pen. So from here, twice means what? Into 2. So from here we can say x is equal to 2y. That is, so here we can say that the cost of the notebook is equal to twice the cost of a pen. Here, in order to write it in the general form, let us bring this 2y to the other side. So x minus 2y. Now since the constant term is missing, we can put a plus 0 is equal to 0. From the given information in the question, we formed a linear equation in two variables. Okay, I hope it is clear. Question is x plus the following linear equation in the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 and indicate the values of a, b and c in each case. Okay, so we have to express in the general form. So first one, 2x plus 3y is equal to 9.35 bar. Okay, so here what can we do? Bring the constant term to the other side. So we can say 2x plus 3y minus 9.35 bar is equal to 0. Okay, so now if you see this, you can write as plus minus. Okay, now if you see, this is of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Now from here we can write a. A is what? Just compare. A is the coefficient of x, so which is equal to 2. B is the coefficient of y, which is equal to 3. And c is what? C is the constant term, which is equal to 9.35 bar. Okay. Now the next one, x minus y by 5 minus 10 is equal to 0. Now if you see over here, this is already in the general form, ax plus by plus c. So you don't need to rearrange and all. This itself is the general form. Okay. So now we just need to find the values of a, b and c over here. So if you see over here, a is the coefficient of x. So if you see x, we can write it as 1 into x, isn't it? So 1 into x is x itself. So here the coefficient of x is what? 1. Now b is the coefficient of y. Now if you see over here, this you can write it as plus minus, here also plus minus. Now if you see over here, y by 5. Can I split this y by 5 as 1 by 5 into y? Isn't it? 1 by 5 into y is what? Y by 5 itself. So here the coefficient that is present over here is minus 1 by 5. Isn't it? So I can say b is equal to minus 1 by 5. And c we know, just the constant term, that is minus 10. Okay. Now let's do the third one. Minus 2x plus 3y is equal to 6. Now bring the 6 to the other side. So we will be getting minus 2x plus 3y minus 6 is equal to 0. So this is of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Okay, this you can write plus minus. Now from here a is the coefficient of x which is minus 2, b is the coefficient of y which is plus 3, and c is the constant term that is minus 6. Okay, x is equal to 3y. Now bring this 3y to the other side, so you will be getting x minus 3y is equal to 0. Now if you see over here, in order to bring ax plus by plus c, the constant term is missing over here. So we can add the constant term, isn't it? So I can write x minus 3y plus 0 is equal to 0. Because since the constant term is not given, so in order to write in this form, we can put a plus 0 over here. Okay, so from here you will be getting a is equal to what? Coefficient of x. It is 1 into x, so coefficient of x is a. Then b is what? This you can write plus minus. Okay, b is the coefficient of y which is equal to minus 3, and constant term it is not there, so you can write 0. Okay, so the next set is fifth one, 2x minus 5y. Okay, so we can bring this 5 to the other side, so 2x plus 5y is equal to 0. Now in order to write in the general form, we should add a constant over here. So I can write 2x plus 5y plus 0 is equal to 0. Okay, so in order to write in the general form. Now from here, a is the coefficient of x, that is 2, b is the coefficient of y which is equal to 5, and c, since it is not given in the question, we can write 0. Okay, next one, 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now here if you see, the y term is missing over here. So since the y term is missing, we can write 3x plus 0y. 0 into y is 0 itself. Plus 2 is equal to 0. Isn't it? Now from here we can write a. A is the coefficient of x, that is 3. B is the coefficient of y which is 0, and c is the constant term which is plus 2. Okay. Now next one is y minus 2 is equal to 0. Now if you see over here, the x term is missing over here. So we can write 0x, 0 into x is 0 itself, plus y minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, this is of the form ax plus by plus c equals 0. Now from here, a is equal to what? 0, b is equal to 1 into y, so it is 1, and c is equal to constant term which is minus 2. Okay, now the 8th one is 5 is equal to 2x. Now this you can write 2x, take the 5 to the other side, so you will be getting 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. Now if you see over here, the y term is missing over here. So from here you can write 2x plus 0y minus 5 is equal to 0. So from here a we can write it as 2, b is equal to 0, c the constant term is minus 5. Okay. Now the same question also, instead of bringing this minus 5 to the other side, if you bring this minus 2x to the other side, so you will be getting minus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, now here also y term is missing, so minus 2x plus 0y plus 5 is equal to 0. Now if you compare over here, a is the coefficient of x which is minus 2, b is equal to 0, and c is equal to plus 5. Okay, so here in either way you do, if you do it in this method, you will be getting a is equal to minus 2 and c is equal to plus 5. But if you are doing it this way, you will be getting a is equal to 2 and c is equal to minus 5. Okay, both the ways are correct. Okay, so I hope it is clear. So I hope all the questions that we did today are clear. Now we will be meeting in our next video with a new topic. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe the channel.